the Balls Not Court podcast. Cortez Paul is here, alongside with Kevin Carter. Kevin, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing fine. I don't know if they can hear me. I feel like I'm so far away.
Yes, did you hear we were at Custom Cuts at Chris, as we like to call it, Chris Land here, because this is his domain. This is what his baby. Chris Land. So
Chris Land.
As he was kind enough to say, hey, y'all haven't been here in a while, so
yeah,
why don't you get up here and Kevin and him speaking. We're here. We're here on a wonderful Thursday, and we got a lot to talk about, so we'll go ahead and hit right into that. So let's talk about what is overcasting what's supposed to be a great Super Bowl is now the whole thing. I'm going to call it #Flatgate is what we going with this here. They're talking about how 11 of New England Schwab game balls were uninflated below the NFL requirements. Between the balls, they're usually supposed to be about 12.5 to 13.5 pounds per square inch and weigh between 14 and 15 ounces. So with all this going on here that's supposed to be a exciting matchup, Kevin, what you think about this whole crap? I know you don't want to kind of spend on this too long because it's kind of, well...
Who cares?
I was waiting for you to say
Who legit cares? Sure, the only reason anybody's even talking about it is because it was the New England Patriots. Could have been any other team, nothing would have been said about it. But since it's New England and they have a history of doing illegal stuff, that it's going to be rolled out and said. They beat them 47-7. They could have played them with bowling balls, basketballs, hockey pucks, baseballs, any sporting equipment you can think of, they would have beat them with. It really don't matter, and the only reason it's a big deal is because it's the New England Patriots. And I'm already really sick and tired of hearing about it.
I'm telling you, man, you turn on the TV and then when you go to a sports station, all this is talk about is this whole Flatgate ordeal with the balls being flat. Listen, man, they play in cold weather. They happen to have 50-degree weather when it was going on. So what I can understand from this is that they seem like it's making a big deal about nothing. And so when this is going on here, everybody is trying to pin something. I know everybody's trying to question the integrity of the Patriots and what they have been before, as far as the Spygate deal before in the past, everything like that. So, and now they're kind of attacking Bill Belichick and now Tom Brady. And as we were watching NFL Live before we got here, how everybody's in there disappointed in Tom. And he should have just came out. Why? Why should he just?
Because they want him to own up to it. Well, what if he didn't do it? Why own up to something you did not do? And that's my point. I'm just like, let it go. If they did it, fine them. Take away a draft pick. Do something that hurts the organization. Don't worry about if one guy did it or not. Just let it go.
Right.
Just be done with it.
Right. Your boy, Mark Brunell, said, I did not believe what Tom had to say. Those balls were deflated. Somebody had to do it, blah, blah, blah. I will go on. An initiative, Jerome Bettis is another one. I'm so disappointed because I thought it was a perfect opportunity for Tom Brady to go and say, you know what, I made a mistake. Brian Dawkins also say this is unbelievable for you. You know, you touch that every night, every play. The equipment manager is being thrown on the bus. Now that's the guy. Now he's the one responsible. So it seems like there's this whole ordeal going on about this, where they're trying to go ahead and they're just trying to have a scapegoat, and they're trying to make Tom feel like he's a scapegoat. So I'm just trying to figure out why are they trying to pin Tom Brady for making this looking like the bad guy when he, like Kevin said, maybe he did not do it. I mean, let's believe Tom for his word.
What happened between when the officials inspected the ball and the game? What happened in between there, we'll never know, and that's when the balls got flat.
Right.
You'll never know. Just let it go now, because you'll never know the truth. You'll never know.
Gotcha, man. So, do you think this is...
Because apparently they were right beforehand, or they would have never made it into the bag.
Right. Do you think this is just potentially where we should be talking about the Super Bowl?
Yes, it should be.
And we should
be. We're talking about flat football.
Flat footballs, everything like that. This is possibly one of the best Super Bowl matchups we can have in years.
Oh, they said that last year.
We did say that last year. But we're looking towards this year.
Oh.
And it's actually a pretty darn good matchup, and people are just focused about that. I feel like everybody's saying this for 50 minutes. Then the last 10 minutes, oh yeah, we have a Super Bowl, and Pro Bowl is this week. So let's just focus on the spaghetti like that. So it's a shame, man. But like I said, me and Kevin ain't gonna touch on this too long. We just want to talk about it because everybody been talking about it a little bit, but we're not gonna go on the span and have like a 30-minute segment on it. So
we don't care.
We're just gonna keep it moving, and once the punishment happens, I'm sure that we'll let you know.
Somebody will either go it's stupid, or somebody will go it's too much, and then there'll be no leeway in between it. So
I agree, man.
It'll be another cluster.
Speaking of that, I mean, yeah. Speaking of that, let's just talk about this game first because we'll just transition to the Pats did just dominate this game 45-7, and it was really no contest, man. So I just want to know what you think about this game in particular, and did it go the way that you thought it would go? Did you thought it would be closer?
I thought it'd be closer. Well, we both said it'd be closer, but they beat the holy crap out of them. It was just a butt whooping, and the part that I wanted to focus on that I said would have the big game for New England did have the big game for New England. They rushed for 177 yards.
Right, and Kevin, you said even before the podcast, you said or your last podcast, you said run down their throats, whatever you do, just run the ball, run the ball.
I said LeGarrette Blount would probably be the guy to get it this game, and sure enough.
So you called it. You said run the ball. It's because we talk about how suspect their front seven is. And
they can't stop the cold.
So you look at that, you got Blount, 30 carries for 148 yards, 3 touchdowns. This is a guy who just got cut by the Steelers, and now he's going to the Super Bowl. So how lucky is this guy to be in the right situation now? Because, he played for this team. But now he's back in a great situation to be going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, the good part was he played for him before. I don't know if he didn't play for him before, if he would have got picked up. But because he played for him, was already familiar with their system and everything. As soon as Pittsburgh let him go, they were quickly on top of it.
Fantastic. But what do you think about, because you got Julian Edelman, you had now, and Rod Gronkowski, he really had to do much. I mean, because
none of them had to do much. They ran it ball down their throat. None of them really had to do much.
Flip side, Andrew Luck, 12 for 33, 126 yards, 207 had a rating.
He sucked.
Quarterback rating of 17.7.
He sucked. He had Russell Wilson's first half, the whole game.
I watched this, and I don't know what it is about when the coach quarterback, as far as Luck and Manning, when they face the Patriots, they just don't have the best of games. And you were thinking like, okay, Andrew Luck, this is him to show that. I was thinking it was gonna be a close game too, show that progression and be ready for next year and try to build on that. But yeah, they pretty much just spanked the crap out of you. And
that's what I told you before. Bill Belichick does the greatest job of taking away your one key area and then just completely taken away, which was Andrew Luck to T.Y. Hilton. T.Y. Hilton caught one ball the whole game. When he goes and he wants to take you out, he'll take whoever out.
Right.
You'll have to beat him a different way if you want to beat him.
Yeah, I'm looking at Andrew Luck, and I think he will still have a great career up and coming. It's just a hurdle that, this is a great team that you're playing against. And don't get it twisted. Andrew Luck and his team had a wonderful run to get to that position. And so, they just build upon it, go on for next year, and see what they can do as far as how they can go ahead and get further into the playoffs and try to make it to that Super Bowl run. Now, was there anything else that you key on that they can probably improve on? Would you just try to just load up on the front seven? That's basically it for them? Or because they got Vontae Davis, who was pretty darn good as far as the pass defense.
But their front seven's horrible. Their front seven is just terrible. They can't stop nobody from running the football. And that's their big downfall. People can keep the ball out of Andrew Luck's hands, and all they do is run the ball the whole game. So
gotcha.
They definitely need some improvement there.
Fantastic. So, well, congrats to the coach for making it as far, and we'll look forward to see what y'all got next. I know Kevin doesn't care because y'all in his division, but we'll be see what happened with Andrew Luck in year 4 with the Colts. So, all right, we'll move forward and talk about just one heck of a game. You pretty much had the Packers. It was Packers 22 and Seahawks 28 in an overtime victory. And I'm going to let Kevin go and let him sign off on this game first. So, Kevin, tell me your thoughts about this game.
That had to be one of the best football games we've ever not the best football game. The last 5 minutes of a football game that you ever got to see. It was just, you completely, as soon as Russell Wilson threw the 4th interception, everybody was like, this game's over. They go down, kick the field goal, and then that's where everybody's like, okay, this game's over. We ain't got to worry about it. Then all of a sudden, Seattle goes on an offensive explosion where they were out of it to complete the whole game. It kept the one timeout to where they'd be able to have it, and it just went nuts. And it was one of those games to where they had no business winning that game whatsoever. They were completely out of it, and then it was one of those miraculous. You always like the team of destiny thing, like we were talking about Ohio State. Mm-hmm. This is one of those team of destiny type things to where you're like, there's no way you should have even thought about winning this game, and look what you did. It was, but the last 5 minutes of that game was the most fun I've ever had watching a football game.
Dude, I tell you what, man, I'm sitting here watching this game, and I'm sitting here yelling like Green Bay is in total control. They're up 16-0 at halftime. Gave a touchdown up in the third quarter, and I'm like, okay, they're in control. They should win this game, and I don't see what's going on there. Then that last 5 minutes, it happens, dude. So I sit here, and once I saw them kind of get that spurt going on, I was just stunned.
You were quiet the whole time.
Oh yeah, I was stunned because I was like, I'm thinking, okay, they get this ball back on this onside kick return. They might lose this. And once I saw that, I was like,
when they got the onside kick, I looked at you and went.
I just said, I was just like,
you were stunned, and I was like, okay, they just got no. I said they're going to end up winning this game. And then as soon as they scored the touchdown and they threw that ridiculous 2-point conversion, then I looked at you and said, Green Bay's about to tie the game and we're going to go to overtime. Sure enough, they went to overtime. And then as soon as Seattle got the ball, because all the momentum was swinging Seattle's way, and even though they went and tied the game, everything was going Seattle's way. I was like, this ball game's over. They're going to go right down and score. Because then they started to establish everybody. Marshawn got going. Russell got going running the ball, but then they just exploded on them in that last part.
Can you talk about Russell Wilson's character during this whole ordeal? Because this guy, he threw 4 interceptions. He was not having the best of the day. Quarterback rating of a 13.6. And this guy, whenever it counts, whenever you got the ball game on the line, this guy delivers for you.
He has it. No one knows what it is, but whatever it is, he has it. He has that thing to where nothing's going to bother him the whole game. Yeah, all this stuff can happen, but he still has it.
Really? Yes, sir.
Yeah, you're right. To stay that positive. Listen, my quarterback would have thrown 4 interceptions. I'm watching the game. I would have lost it. This guy was on the sidelines talking to a team.
You did lose it when your quarterback was throwing 4 interceptions.
I did. Yeah, I did. But I'm just saying, as a player, when you seen this live, and the thoughts that's going through your head when you do stuff like that. But him, it just doesn't see the bottom. He just keeps taking along and take it by possession, take it play by play, and brought this team back. At just unimaginary odds that he did this to. Like, it's just crazy. Now let's talk about Marshawn Lynch. I thought he was a driving catalyst behind this victory.
Well, at the end of the game, they were able to. You got to think the last 2 drives they did, they got the ball with 5 something left. Mm-hmm. Which the good part was they still had all 3 timeouts, so they were able to establish the run, which was able to get. They were able to get Marshawn going. And on those last 2 drives, he was what they needed. And when they were able to get him going is when you saw him all of a sudden